Shocking fact. Did you know that the Iraqi dinar, a currency most people think only exists in rumors and speculation, suddenly started showing up on some Forex-related platforms, causing massive chatter online about a possible $3 plus rate? But before you jump to any conclusions or make financial decisions, hit that like button. Subscribe and drop a comment below, because what you're about to hear might surprise you and protect your money. Today we are breaking down in clear, no-nonsense terms exactly what this means and what it absolutely does not mean, so you don't fall for old revaluation hype dressed up as new Forex activity, because the truth is that seeing an IQD ticker or a test rate on a platform does not mean that the Iraqi dinar is officially tradable or that a revaluation to $3 or more is imminent. And those claims have been circulating for years without any concrete backing, causing confusion and even financial loss for hopeful holders. The first thing you need to understand is that the Iraqi dinar IQD is historically a restricted and exotic currency that does not have the deep liquidity of major Forex pairs like EUR-USD or USD-JPY, and most reputable brokers will tell you. They do not list it in the way you can trade common currency pairs because it simply does not meet the requirements of wide interbank demand and real electronic pricing. So even if you see IQD listed on some niche or test interface, that is not the same as it being live and tradable in the mainstream market. And that's a distinction worth paying attention to if you care about real financial data versus speculation. In fact, the reason you see these IQD appearances has more to do with placeholder or test data or internal system exposure of currencies that are not ready for full market integration. And it's a common misunderstanding to equate visibility with tradability, because a placeholder rate can exist in a database without the currency having real market depth or execution. Liquidity available for public or retail trading. Now let's be honest, the $3+ rate rumor that is spread through countless forums, social media posts, and community threads is rooted in old revaluation narratives that have been circulating since the early 2000s when Iraq undertook reconstruction efforts, but those narratives are not grounded in the economic fundamentals that dictate currency value, such as monetary policy, liquidity, central bank controls, and macroeconomic strength. And experts consistently note that sudden drastic reevaluations are virtually unheard of without massive economic shifts. Structural reforms or government announcements, none of which have been officially declared for Iraq's currency to justify a 500+% increase in value. If you check real current exchange rates from trusted currency converters, you'll see that the IQD today trades at roughly about 1,300 Iraqi dinars per US dollar, meaning the value is quite low compared to major currencies, and this rate is maintained through the Central Bank of Iraq's managed system, not free-floating market forces that would allow for spontaneous sharp increases. Add to that the fact that many brokers don't offer IQD pairs because of the lack of liquidity and regulatory concerns. And what you start to see is a very different picture from the sensationalized $3 story, a picture where the central bank sets and controls the rate for economic stability rather than allowing speculative spikes, and where the availability of IQD on selective platforms is more about data exposure than actual trading opportunity. So always check with official bank releases and licensed financial institutions instead of relying on hearsay. This is exactly why financial educators and credible Forex analysts stress that visibility is not tradability, and that you must be cautious with sites or groups claiming guaranteed revaluation or imminent explosions in value. These are often repeated myths without economic basis, and basing investment decisions on them is risky at best and financially harmful at worst. You owe it to yourself to dig into real economics. Iraq's economy is tied heavily to oil exports and its foreign exchange reserves. And while there is economic growth and reform underway, that alone does not automatically translate to a dramatic overnight currency revaluation. Official statements from central banks and financial authorities have not confirmed any such action. So yes, the buzz about the IQD reappearing may create excitement and raise questions among holders and curious investors. But it is not evidence of a breakout rate or tradable Forex listing in the regulated sense, and you should always Wait for official confirmation from the Central Bank of Iraq or globally recognized licensed banks before considering any moves with your holdings, because rumor-driven hype can harm your finances. If you've made it this far in the script, comment below your thoughts about the IQD situation, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates with verified facts and analysis. And remember that in the world of currency speculation, the biggest advantage you can have is clarity over hype. Don't let unverified claims push you into decisions that aren't backed by real economic data and official announcements. So stay informed, stay cautious, and keep learning. And before you go, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss our deep dives into real financial truths that save you time, energy, and potential financial regret. And let us know in the comments what other topics you want us to break down next.